What is up, everybody? Brypass here, back again with another video, and this time to read One Piece chapter 1167. We just came off of the whole Rocks flashback, and it ended with Loki reacting to the news and King Harold ripping off his horns. So we're getting closer to the main flashback, which was Loki's flashback, seeing King Harold die and pass away. And this chapter is called Ida's Son. So let's see what happens here. Make sure also you're subscribed and that you hit the like button as well if you're enjoying these videos. And let's get on with this. Ida's Son. Hey, we're back in Nami's village. Coco Village. Cover request by Ideal Sanji. A cat is scolded for stealing a book, but Gen and Nojiko aren't mad. Because it's a little cat and he's reading. What is he reading? Osakana. Of course, he's reading about fish. Osakana something kan. I can read a little bit of hiragana. Shout out to CCB Scans for getting this out early. Be sure to support the official release when it comes out in your respective zones. And let's get on with it. 33 years ago, 5 years after God Valley. I could have sworn pirates were approaching off the shore. A post-God Valley world, huh? But there was something huge and shadowy emerging from the mist behind them. Oh, that's somebody from God's Valley. The underwater prison impelled down. Everything just went kaboom after that. Our ship was in ruins before we knew it. We were nothing but fish food. Sure it wasn't a Sea King attack? No way, it was shaped like a human. Hey, they survived though and ended up in Impel Down. Don't tell me you were in the infamous waters of the Florian Triangle. Fat chance, we don't fish near that region. Everyone knows to avoid it. Anyway, that monstrous thing was definitely human-like. So are they talking about Emu? During this period... Oh, never mind. A rumor began to circulate among the Grand Line countries. They said a monster lurked deep in the foggy seas, targeting pirate crews. Okay, that's King Harold. The identity of that monster was none other than Harold. Dang, he just slashed him. Few who sailed those waters had ever seen a giant with their own eyes, so to them he was nothing less than the very embodiment of fear. Harold now worked in the shadows to back up the Navy as part of his atonement for the last 1,000 years of history. Wow. Meanwhile, the pirates who had gone their separate ways after God Valley continued to rise in prominence, and over the next decade or so, each of them would peak to become a defining face of their generation. Yep, Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom. So most of these pirates simply clashed over territory. However, one crew broke through all the others and achieved a feat long believed impossible. They circumnavigated the entire world. So that's Goldie Roger. They were hailed as the crew of the king of the pirates, Goldie Roger. The public execution of the captured pirate king was meant to serve as a spectacle, a display of the world government's power. However, the world was plunged into even greater turmoil as countless souls set out in pursuit of the vast treasure Roger left behind, the One Piece. That's interesting. Scopper and Rayleigh didn't really change much in appearance, but Roger did. That's really interesting, huh? So no one had anticipated the advent of the Great Pirate Era. Navy headquarters found itself caught off guard as a result. More than 10 giants were drafted into the Marines from all over the world in an effort to consolidate strength. During this stretch of time, Harold waited on the Navy hand and foot. Did you see how huge he was? He's an ancient giant. I want to make him a slave. And that very year, he was finally granted formal permission to visit the Holy Land. A shallow sea contract? That is correct. Consider yourself the right hand of the God's Knights. God's Steel. It's a great honor. So that's the tattoo, and that's the tattoo that Shanks had on his left arm. There are 3 levels of contract. The shallow sea contract is a more minor pact. The deep sea and the deep sea contracts are reserved for those who are to be bound fully to the true God. Only 13 individuals in the entire world receive that privilege. Huh? What do you mean by God? You will only come to know the greatest depths of this world on the day you become a full knight of God. Could Elbaf become a member nation then? Naturally, Harold. At that point, the entire world will be clamoring to welcome you. I'm grateful for this opportunity to prove myself. Wow. So he's here talking to the 5 elders. And there is Garling, a little older. The Knights Temple of Shangara, the domain of the gods. What is the Great One planning? Captain of the Knights of God for Garland family, St. Garling. You're going to obey us even though you're king of Elbaf? Of course, just say the word. And that looks just like Shanks. But that's not Shanks. That's Shamrock. We'll keep a long distance transponder snail on hand and call if we have need of you. You'll be free to travel the surface world, but you are forbidden to speak of our dealings. Understood? 20 years ago, Ryugu Kingdom, Fishman Island. Ho ho ho, barahahaha. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time, Neptune. Me too, Paljamon. We both have our fair share of headaches, don't we? To be honest, I don't think your son is that bad deep down. Let's not forget what your youth was like. Well then, when you put it like that, I'm just being brutally honest. Anyway, did I tell you a fortune teller predicted I'd have a daughter in 4 years, Jamon? When the time is right, why don't we betroth Loki to my future daughter? Uh-oh. But now you're going too far. Cut it out. Hey, don't write her off so fast. She's not gonna be just any old mermaid. My daughter might well be born with a power no one else could hope to handle, Jamon. Well, now that does sound like a perfect match. Let's have a toast. Here's to the future of my mischievous troublemaker and your little Mosa Mosa. Don't call her that. She won't be Shaggy. Okay, so there's like a lot of exposition, just the stuff that's going on. Where is this chapter going to end? I'm curious. That same year, Owl Library, Elbaf. Don't mention it. You're welcome to live freely here, Saul. Thanks a bunch. Oh, that's after O'Hara. Actually, there's one thing I'd like to ask. What is it? If we get other learned folks on Elbaf to help, would you be willing to open a school here? A school, huh? That's a nice idea. Wait a minute. He's letting Saul live there after the whole O'Hara incident? Uh-oh. 15 years ago, a major incident occurred at the Holy Land of Marie-Joie. My slaves are running away. The cells are broken. Ah, Fisher Tiger. Hurry, or do you want to be their pet forever? Huff, huff. Oh, that's Shamrock. Damn it. Is that a God's Night? Slash. Bang. Wait a minute. That's not a God's Night. That's Shanks. Listen, the armory will be left unlocked for you. I'll tell you the location. Huh? Yeah, gunpowder. Oh yeah, didn't he talk about being there at Marie-Joie? I think Shanks talked about it. Hurry, big sis. Sandersonia. Wait, who's that? Oh, that's when what's her name left. Boa Hancock. That's Boa Hancock actually. There's someone out there, someone fighting to free us from this hell. Hurry, Koala, you have to run. Wait, if that's Boa Hancock, yeah, she looked her as a child looked different than the Seraphim version of her. Isn't that interesting? Hurry, Koala, you have to run. This attack on the Holy Land was carried out by Fisher Tiger. In the wake of this incident, he would go on to become captain of the Sun Pirates. Sounds like it was pretty rough. They say someone with the government must have left the armory open for them. Now it's up to us to find the culprit. I can't wait to execute them. There's someone I want to introduce you to, Harold. His name is Shanks. Huh? Uh-oh. He's Shamrock's younger brother. They were separated a long time ago due to circumstances. He suffered many hardships in the surface world. If he were to form a deep sea contract, I believe he'd make a great asset on par with Shamrock. For the time being, however, he's been given the rank of God's Steel just like you. Huh. Oh, yeah, that's right. Shanks did have the tattoo, didn't he? I know I said the same thing when I first met Shamrock too, but I can't shake the feeling that I've met you before. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just some giant commoner from the surface. Don't act so familiar with me. I was blessed with birth from Figarland blood in my veins. I have no doubt. I'm going to become a knight of God before you. Guess I mistook you for someone else. Huh? So who is he talking about? I'm trying to think. He goes, yeah, that was Shanks, and he helped Fisher Tiger. So Shanks is basically infiltrating. Come on, Shamrock. I wish to deepen my knowledge of the Holy Land, and I shall apprehend the traitor to claim the credit I deserve. Are there any leads? I like how Shanks is pretending. It can wait till your wounds are fully healed, Shanks. You cannot fathom the anguish of having the last 24 years of your life wasted. No wonder the rest of the world seems so alien to me. Oh no, Shanks said that. You cannot fathom the anguish of having the last 24 years of your life wasted. No wonder the rest of the world seems so alien to me. Godsteel devotee, Figarland family, Saint Shanks. Knight of God, Figarland family, Saint Shamrock. I hated everything down there. So Harold's not convinced. And that's why Shanks wanted to talk to Harold. That same year, the fishing village on Elbaf. It's no good. My medical knowledge is too limited. Let's call Harold and see if he can get in touch with a more skilled doctor. Don't. He's got a lot on his plate now. What's the point of fostering a network with the world government if we don't use it? I can recover on my own. Aw, Ida dies. I'm guessing she got sick here. But you keep saying that, but you're getting weaker by the day. You have to get better. Harold will be heartbroken if you don't, you know. Manto, keep the tavern open. No way. How can I when you're sick? When you're this sick, Ida? Whenever Harold's home, he always goes straight to the elders and begs them to allow you two to legally marry. That fool. He knows I'm happy with my tavern. I enjoy befriending sailors from all over the world. It may not be much, but I feel like I'm helping Harold by doing that. Hey, foreign hag. Low-key, cook this meat up for the old hag, will ya? The tavern's my main hangout spot. I want her to reopen it. Well, there's Loki. Good grief, that troublemaker has grown out of hand. I'm glad you've been able to keep him in line, even with Hadrudin and his friends away, looking for a doctor. Your boys really love you. Aw. Everyone's blowing this out of proportion. I'll be fine, but it does make me smile. Elbaf Alcohol Village. Huh? What did you just say? Wait. We were talking about how utterly unbearable it would be to let that foreign biatch worm her way into the royal family. You're with us, right, Loki? We're Estrid's relatives. She was Harold's true wife. We can't let anyone have a claim on our inheritance. That's why I slipped her a dose of poison. This stuff is fatal. Her days are numbered. Uh-oh. Manto, hold off. We can't hold off on ringing Harold anymore. On it. We may not be related by blood, but I see him the same way as I do. The same way I do Hadrudin. Loki's still my cute little son. Ah, Loki! Hey! Ida isn't really gonna die, right? I still remember my birth mother. She hated me. She had thrown me into the realm of the dead. Who gives a crap about inheritance? Your whole family's nothing but trash. Now answer. Ida won't actually die, right? I bet you must get pretty lonely, right, Loki? Wouldn't it be better to stay with us? She's the only mother I've ever known. His true feelings pour out. Aww. Oh my god, he went crazy. He poisoned her. Oh my goodness. Wow. This guy killed her, and Loki, of course, beat the crap out of him. Wow. Well then. This is quite a lot of One Piece without Luffy in it at all. And then we have Shanks here, who's infiltrated Mary Joie, saying that he hated it down there. And of course, King Harold does not seem convinced. Well, anyway, there's going to be a lot of discussions in this chapter. A lot of discussion about what might be going on, where this is going. But, man, all these chapters are always... things just get more and more interesting. Man. Okay, so that's why Ida's not around anymore. That was the only mom. Like, she actually loved Loki. Like, the only mother he knew. Wow. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps with the algorithm. Make sure you're subscribed if you enjoy these. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.